A broken courtship is better than a broken home.
How does he treat his siblings? And probably she doesn't even know how to cook. If he's already slapping you, that is a red flag. Who are his friends?
Is he doing something that he can take care of himself and a family?
The courtship area is for you to check, double check, cross check, to be sure that you are not going to make mistakes.
Young girl out there, are you not wise?
Love should not be blind. For Christians, please open your eyes.
A broken courtship is better than a broken home. If you break your courtship, nobody will say you are a divorcee or a divorced man or anything like that. But even a day in marriage, they will call you a divorcee, especially the woman.
You know, my wife said that love should not be blind. For Christians, please open your eyes. Open your eyes. For instance, this girl, is she the type that only like to eat out? Do you know there are some of the ladies we are discovering more and more? They like to eat shawarma, or what do you call it, sir? They would like to eat this. It's a restaurant, from one restaurant to the other, and probably she doesn't even know how to cook. Do you know we are discovering it?
They don't like cooking.
They don't like cooking. And we have met situations like that. How can a lady say that she doesn't like cooking? Which means that the man will have to be buying food from outside, or they have to be eating out. And actually we are discovering that the only thing that the lady can successfully cook is to boil water. Even the water will burn. So it means that you need to check. You need to look out for that. Can she cook? Is she the homely type? And you know, sometimes when you see a lady outside looking really, really trendy, clean and neat, go to her house, then you will know whether she is that clean. Because if you go to her house and you discover that the place that she ate food in the previous day, they are still kept unwashed, that gives you a picture of the kind of person she is. Or you enter the house and you discover that all her clothes are piled up, dirty ones, and it is when she wants to go out that she will search for one clean one to use. Those are issues that you need to discuss. You can point out to her, say, sister, you ate from this plate since yesterday. Why is it not washed? You need to help her. You need to help her. For instance, look at her lifestyle. You know, who are her friends? Is she dressing extravagantly
To kill.
to kill? You need to caution her. You need to, those are things that you need to discuss, you know, during courtship. For instance, if she's wearing clothes that you know is beyond her means, where is she getting money to buy such expensive clothes? Those are things that you need to be discussing with each other during the courtship. My wife mentioned something about, you know, the man, if he's already slapping you and so on, that is a red flag that you need to, you either help the person or check out of that kind of a relationship, because that is danger signal. For instance, look at him. Who are his friends? You know, sometimes we find out that people are struggling to make somebody that is not a committed Christian to be a committed Christian. And they will say that, if you ask, is he a Christian? They say, he is the friend of pastor. The fact that he is the friend of a pastor doesn't make him a pastor himself. In fact, it doesn't make him a committed Christian. So you need to watch out for those things. You need to check. How does he treat his siblings? How does he treat his siblings? Because if he is harsh and shouting and bullying them, then that also is a signal for you that this person, we need to discuss and agree on, you know, how we will, you know, relate with each other before we go into the marriage. So the courtship area is for you to check, double check, cross check, to be sure that you are not going to make mistakes.
In addition, if you see that the girl is making demands on you that you cannot afford, if you explain, then she's angry until you look for it before she starts talking to you. If you don't send credit, she will not call you. And it can go vice versa. There are young men who see the sign that the girl and her family, they are well to do. So he's not after the girl. He's after the benefits he will get in the family. So if she doesn't call him, he will not call her. Even during courtship is happening. You know, see whether the boy can take care of himself. Is he taking care? Is he doing something that he can take care of himself and a family? Or when you are going out, you say, I didn't come because my mother didn't have any transport to give me. You have started, but you will discover that these are facts. I remember a young girl came and met me. She said the first boy that came, everything was going serious. I was hopeful that this, but he came and said I should prove my love. I tried to refuse, but he said if I don't prove my love. So when she proved her love, he left her. Another one came, she thought was a serious child of God. They were moving along the line. He said, prove your love. And she refused. He insisted. She gave in. After proving her love to him, he disappeared. At the time she came and met me, that was the third one. She said, this one, her mind had settled because everything, and there was nothing like that. But recently, he's asking me to prove my love again. I don't know what else to do. I say, you prove your love the first time.
Yes.
The second time, they left you. And now the third time. Are you not wise? Young girl out there, are you not wise? You have proved your love severally, but they have left you and you are not getting younger. Should you not be wise? And those of you that have not even proved your love yet, learn from the mistakes of others. A wise person does that. So don't prove your love to anybody. Anybody whose love cannot wait until you are properly married, leave them alone. Because others are also proving their love for them by the side.
Another thing that people courting should discuss is money. Because that is one area that is tearing families apart. Money. You know, the people are married, but they have not married their pockets. Now, another thing that you need to discuss also about the use of money. How are you going to support in-laws, your parents? You need to discuss that. You need to discuss that. Because that is another area that is actually causing pain, you know, in families. You find out that if relations come from one side, they are well taken care of. But if they come from another side, then there is frowning, you know, there is much unhappiness and so on and so forth. You know, I read it was in the social media. You know, the man gave the wife money, you know, to go and buy things for mommy. But she didn't know which mommy. So the plenty money he gave her, she went and bought some things, a few things, and came back
Thinking
that they were taking it to his mother. So it was when they were going, then she discovered that they were heading towards her own mother's place. And she said, where are we going? She said, we are going to Mama's place now. She said, why didn't you tell me? He said, but I told you we are going to Mama's place. You should have told me that you are going to my mother's place. You know, you can see the selfishness there. Now, if it was her own mother, it means that the money he gave her, she would have exhausted it. But thinking that it was his own mother, she spent the money sparingly, and now it ended in her mother's place. So people in courtship needs to discuss this thing. For instance, for us, of course, her parents became my parents. My parents became her parents. Her siblings are my siblings. My siblings are her siblings. Because we cannot be married and then our relations, we are not marrying our relationship. We are not marrying a relationship. That creates problems. So you need to discuss all of that during what? During courtship. During courtship. You need to discuss how you will handle them. And then another thing that you need to discuss, for instance, children. How many children? How many children? I know there are people who believe that as long as God gives children, He will provide. But you need to discuss. We need to bring children into the world that we can what? That we can raise well, that we can make provision for, that we can train. God may choose to delay the coming of children. How are we going to face a situation like that? You need to come into it with an open mind. There is nothing to hide there. There may be delays, and sometimes the children will come And they may be all females. I remember we had a program somewhere, and the person said, we have 5 children, all of them are girls. And we say, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. If God gives you girls, God knows that those are the ones that will take care of you.